a good support network that actually is going to encourage me to reach out and talk to them. Cutting out a lot of substances, alcohol and those kind of things is really important too. Not necessarily, not being able to go home and have a beer after work or whatever. That's always a good thing to do from time to time, but not relying on those kind of things to actually get you through to the end of the day is a huge factor for myself and a lot of other people.
Myself and Jay, I'm sorry, you're still talking there, mate. Carry on. I'm not going to butt in yet. It's not all about me.
I was just going to say, and thirdly is just changing, as much as you can to help those factors. Necessarily may not be, and maybe things like changing your workplace even, actually having those conversations with people at work to let them know that, hey, that stuff you're saying is not okay. I don't appreciate it. And it's not about, being a sook or whatever people want to call it. It's about being able to actually have that conversation, say I'm not all right with it.
100%. I mean, you've just touched on workplace bullying. That is a massive issue here in New Zealand, and there's no way in hell that anybody should have to turn up to work and feel unsafe in their working environment. When you're turning up to do a great job, 9 times out of 10, most people will turn up to put the mahi in and be rewarded for the mahi they do, and then to feel unsafe while you're doing it. That's absolute bullshit. That it shouldn't be the case at all. The question I was going to ask you, Jay, is how do you know when you've just chatted about the fact that you've been crook for a couple of months? How do you know when you are being rattled, and then what are the things that you put in place to rectify it?
It was weird because I'm the luckiest bloke I know. So it's weird if I ever start to sort of dip from that. And I would always say that I'm quite a positive person.
Mm-hmm.
But I know because I start to get a little bit lethargic, and I don't want to spring out of bed in the morning, and I probably get a little bit shorter tempered, and I get a little bit snappy and a little bit snarky, and I just don't see things. It's almost like I get a smoked lens over everything. And at that point, I know that I'm not getting enough sleep. I probably need to get more sleep. But the biggest one for me is a connection to the ocean. Like if I'm away from the ocean, I'm a terrible human. Like I'm not good, and I need to be in the water all of the time. And the things that I do, because I'm not a fitness junkie. I don't go, well, clearly you can tell by looking at me. But
Jay likes to get in the ocean and float.
Yeah, yeah. I like to go surfing. I'm my best when I'm surfing and surfing regularly. But I like to do cold submersions, which is a big one for me, and breathing every day. So I do a big breathe up, which is a Wim Hof video that I follow, which is 11 minutes, and stretch. If I do those things, breathe up, get in the ice, get in the ocean, and then get decent sleep, I'll instantly come back. It'll bounce back in probably, like less than an hour. Like I can literally turn it around that quick. And the other thing that I do, which works for me, and I've found to be quite successful for other people that have been through wobbly times as well, is just the gratitude thing. So every morning thinking of 3 things that you're grateful for. And I ride a motorcycle, so I've got heaps to be grateful for, but I also ride to work a really beautiful way. And I get to see and look for different things in and around me, which kind of make me go, humans aren't that shit. We're not a bad bunch. And there is a lot to be grateful for. And it's proven. The All Blacks do it. They do a gratitude diary, which is 21 days of gratitude, and it chemically rewires your brain.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it. Gratitude is honestly something that we should all kind of look at doing. I started a gratitude journal myself a little while back, just 3 things a day, what I'm thankful for. It doesn't even necessarily have to be big things. It can just be little things, and it changes your positivity and your outlook a lot, because you actually can look back and say, I've actually got a lot to be grateful for.
Oh mate, I drive past probably 100-year-old Putakawa tree, and I look at that and I go, that has seen some shit. Like that has been here for a long time, and it has weathered more storms than I will ever face in my lifetime, and it's still here. And so, like little things like that, and I appreciate the changes in season, and I love it when it's raining and I'm on my bike, and I love it when it's sunny on my bike. It's just you just need to look for those little glimmers of hope and those little things that can kind of put a bit of a smile on your face, even smiling. So if you smile, it tricks your body into thinking you're happy. Yep. So you can give yourself a little bit of a boost just by smiling, because all those muscles trigger certain chemical reactions within your brain, and that can kind of bump you along. A big breath out is another one as well, just to clear the head, reoxygenate the body. It's sort of, I didn't know any of these things, and it's only through working with Movember and linking up with the likes of Nigel Beach, who's like a breath specialist and a Wim Hof, he's Wim Hof's right hand man. And like you said, the thing that works, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, because I know that when I'm being an absolute ferret and I'm wanting to party and I'm wanting to burn the candle at both ends and in the middle and then chuck the whole thing into a bonfire, I can find those people. But when I want to be healthy and I want to do something for myself, I can also find those people because, I've got different groups of friends that, are all into different things. I'm lucky. So seeking out those people that aren't rat bags when you're feeling a little bit wiggly is probably the best thing that you can do for yourself. Look for the positivity because you'll find the negative real fast.
Do you know, Robert, one of the other things that I've only recently started doing is identifying those friendships in my life that put equal amounts of energy back into me as what I put into them.
Yeah.
So, and then therefore, if there's someone that you hang out with that you've been friends with for years, but it just feels like they just suck the life out of you and you're persisting with it because you've been mates for years, now, as I've got older, I've been like, well, people change and, I haven't got endless amounts of energy. I've got 3 young kids or whatever. Fuck, maybe it's about time I cut that person. And then move on with other people that, fill my cup back up. It's hard work filling everyone else's cup up all the time.
Absolutely. That's so important, is to be able to recognize that, I guess, that lack of energy and that negativity that come from those relationships and those friendships, and just being like, hey, that's not what I want anymore. That's not the path I'm on.
Yeah, and it's totally okay. I mean, we've had this conversation many times. The amount you change as a person from your 20s to your 30s is crazy. Like, exactly who you are and what you want by the time you're 30. And at 20, you're just like, fuck, I'll give anything a go right now. Just let's see what's up. And you're sort of just all bit all over the shop, you get a real decent rudder on you by the time you're 30.
Yeah, there's a really impressive chef, a former Michelin chef, a guy called Francis Molman. He's just a fascinating guy. And he talks about it on the Chef's Table piece that he does. And he ran into a person that he knew sort of 20, 30 years ago when he was in a restaurant. And he's like, you never call me anymore. We don't hang out. Like, you never talk, whenever you're in town, you never catch up with me. He's like, but that's because we have nothing in common. We literally have nothing in common now. And that's not to say that when we were friends that long ago that we didn't. And I treasure those moments, but you can't always, like, some people go through life best mates since they're 3 years old, and that's awesome. But there are people that kind of, join you on your journey and then kind of drift off. And everyone's got those friendships where you might not have seen the person for 7 or 8 years. You catch up with them. It was like you're hanging out yesterday, or you turn up every single day and see a mate of yours and it's just like pulling teeth and you still have the same shit chat of like, oh yeah, what are you watching on TV? Oh yeah, fun, man. The missus is so hard work at the moment. Like, just goes nowhere. If you're not adding, then you are subtracting.
Yes.
So true.
So the answers within Instagram account, what's on there now, and then what's the number you want to hit?
Well, so currently we've got about 6 reels on there, just short clips from our YouTube channel. We're going to get the rest of them uploaded. We're close to 30 at this stage, 30 people that have come forward and shared their stories. Each one of those are going to be cut down and uploaded to our Instagram, to our Facebook, so people can just get a bit of a short snippet, and then they can link through to our YouTube and have a bit of a watch for the longer videos. If they want to, they can actually contact us through an email address and send through a video directly, so they can be part of this movement, part of this conversation, which we're really excited about. And yeah, continue.
I'm gonna cut you off again, mate. I was just going to say, oh, it's good shit. It really is. And we appreciate you for doing your part as well. And obviously your journey hasn't been easy, but you're looking to help others. And I think getting the cross-section of people from across society like you are is a real good indication of where Kiwi blokes are at. So, Robert Green, mate, it's a bloody treat having you on the show. We appreciate you for what you've been doing. And we've just set up the keyword answers. If you text answers to 3520, you'll land back on the boys' Instagram account, and you'll be able to see all the magic that's happening there. Bloody good shit, mate.
Really appreciate it, guys. Can I just chuck out our email address for the brothers out there that want to get in contact that way too?
Mm-hmm. So, sure thing.
It's simply just youhavetheanswerswithin@gmail.com.
You.
Yeah.
Cheers, brother.
Nice and easy. Really appreciate it, guys.
Good shit.